Hey everybody, hope you're doing well. Welcome back to an episode of CSGO News, and our first big story for all of you guys today is potential new knife skins and gun skins in the game of CSGO. Now first off, I do want to tell you all right now, take this all with a grain of salt. We had several months ago McSkilled's video about a potential tomahawk coming out of the game, and that tomahawk has yet to be seen. Because they were leaking the game files does not mean it's actually going to be coming to CSGO. I just want you guys to be aware that potentially we'll have two new weapon skins in the game, or actually just weapons in general. One will be a knife. I'll actually link that down below. The tweet down below originally by a Wicked player who found these new files in the canal file base. So it's gonna be cool to see if these skins do come out. So first off, let's talk about the knife, which looks like a mix between a flip knife, a gut knife, and a huntsman knife. It looks kind of cool, but there's not too much information on that. There is more information though out there for a potential new gun skin or actual gun, which will be the MP5. Now for information for all of you guys out there who are not aware about this, back in 2014 and 2015, the MP5 was actually baited alongside the MP7. The MP7 eventually overtook the MP5, and it was taken out of the game ever since. Now we could presume though in the future the MP5 could return as an SMG weapon in game, although it has to differentiate itself from the MP7. You know, there aren't too many guns in the game that are actually identical to each other. We have the M4A4 and the M4A1S. One is silenced, one is not, so on and so forth throughout the whole kingdom of guns we have in the game. So we could presume in the future if the MP5 were to return, it had to be somewhat or more differentiated from the MP7, maybe an MP5S, a silenced version with less ammo. It would also compare itself to the USPS or the M4A1S. So in the future, guys, look out for a new knife in the game, not a tomahawk, but a different knife, kind of like a gut knife, huntsman knife mix, as well as the MP5. It could come sometime soon. Big shout out to Wicked Player. I'll link his Twitter and his tweet down below for all of you. These are in the files. It does not mean it's going to come to CSGO, but it is a potential, and it'd be really cool if it did. And also in big CSGO news, especially for all you Danish CSGO fans out there, we had several teams talk about throughout 2017 and the future of CSGO, with oversaturation being a problem. They'll be declining events and invites to events as well in the future. Now, we've actually had a big instance here for Danish teams, as our top three Danish teams, Astralis, Heroic, and Trick Esports, have all declined invites to one single event. Now, why this makes big news and should be maybe kind of worrying for future event holders is because they all declined events to the Copenhagen Games. This happens every single year. The Copenhagen Games are also known as the Nordic Championships. In case you guys did not know, the Nordic Championships are pretty much the biggest event where you need Danish teams to go, because it's a Danish held event and they probably expect their top Danish teams to be there. But at this point in time, we have all three of those teams, Heroic, Astralis, and Trick Esports, will not be attending that event, and it's going to really certainly hurt their numbers because that tournament is solely based off Danish teams and of course Nordic teams going, and those are three of your big announcements actually coming from all those teams who have declined that invite. Now, as to why they declined it, many people are speculating different things. We actually came out with this story a long time ago, back in February, because these Copenhagen Games are somewhat different from most tournaments, as they will not be allowing Overwatch banned players. So a lot of people are saying, oh, Astralis won't be going there because we also have CS Summit. If you guys do not know, Counter-Strike Summit's actually the next week. It's probably an equal prize pool, so not really a big thing there. Astralis not necessarily going to be going to every $100,000 prize pool tournament. That makes sense for them. But another reason why these other two teams, Heroic and Trick Esports, will not be going is because this tournament, specifically the Copenhagen Games of this year, 2017, will not be allowing Overwatch banned players, which that means Borup from Trick Esports and also Heroic star player Nico. They're both Overwatch banned or have been in the past, and that's another reason why they're probably not going to be going to this tournament. So again, the Nordic Championships or Copenhagen Games of 2017 will not have any of these three Danish teams, our top three Danish teams on the scene. Certainly going to hurt their numbers and probably make a lot of tournament holders in the future very wary about this, because if you invite a team, you really throughout all 2016 in the past few years, if you invited a team, you expect them to show up, and all three of these teams have declined their invites to the Copenhagen Games this year. And I know a lot of you guys don't care about female CSGO news, but kind of entangles just a London conspiracy. If you guys are fans of London conspiracy, back in 2014, 2015, a couple years ago, they had players like FaZe Rain on their team, as well as they had legendary Opera back in 2014, Poly before he retired. They also had J. Keem and Rubino on their Norwegian roster a couple years ago. They left the CSGO scene, and they have now officially returned to the CSGO scene, not with a male roster, but a full female roster. I'll link that roster on screen for all of you. And why it's actually kind of peculiar is because I actually watch the sticker market on the daily. I love trying to look at the sticker market and trying to guess what stickers go up, what stickers go down, and exactly why. And over the past few days, I had London Conspiracy stickers in my actual inventory because this team was taken to two majors under their Norwegian rosters and other rosters as well. Not their female CSGO roster, obviously, but over the past few days, the sticker has actually gone up over 50 to 70% in price. I'll show you guys that on the screen right now. And I was wondering why they went up, and I hadn't ever heard anything. But yes, this is actually announced a couple days ago. They have now signed their full female roster. Now, if they're going to sign a male roster, look out, guys, for this sticker, because this sticker might rise in price and jump quite drastically if they do decide to come back to the male CSGO scene as well. As of right now, though, they've only announced a female roster. So if you guys have any other sticker news out there as to why stickers are fluctuating in price, please comment down below. I love covering that kind of stuff. But yeah, yes, London Conspiracy has returned with a female roster, and they're already affecting the market. Now, the sticker will probably level back out, but just be aware, if they announce a new team, the sticker might jump. And in very interesting news, if we compared over half a year ago, all of you remember probably last summer how prevalent it was that pro players were actually tweeting out about winning big bets. We had many pro players going out on websites and saying, hey, I won $6,000 here, I did a $30,000 coin flip. I know Navi C's and a couple of guys out there did tens and tens of thousands of dollars of bets, and they associated themselves on their Twitters with these gambling sites. Then we had a huge shutdown ever since, and if you guys compare back to July last summer as to now, and how many pro players are actually tweeting about their gambling site winnings, it's almost an incredible drop down. Really, we went from tens and tens of players tweeting about that kind of stuff to absolutely zero now. I can't remember the last time I saw a pro player tweeting out about a sponsored website or a gambling website where they won a lot of money. It's almost gone like as if organizations are now telling their players to no longer tweet about that stuff and no longer associate themselves with those gambling sites. Now, this does not stop those some sites out there like CSGOPolygon who actually landed this $20,000 tournament on screen for all of you. It will be run from late March, I believe it's March 25th, until early April. It should be around April 2nd. It's an online $20,000 tournament, and big teams are going to be there like LDLC, Kingwin, Godsend's also going to be there. But anyway, either way, I don't really support gambling on CSGOPolygon. Almost every website out there has some kind of sketchy story to it. I've heard a few things about CSGOPolygon not being the best website to use. Either way, though, a great marketing tactic, and it does seem at this point in time gambling sites can still sponsor events, and so there will be a Binary Dragon CSGOPolygon sponsored event for a $20,000 tournament coming sometime soon. Although for us, it's not really a big problem, just so all of you guys know, it will still be free content. So look out for that. CSGOPolygon, a gambling website, is sponsoring a CSGO event. Kind of cool story. And lastly, in updates for all of you, Skadoodle from Cloud9 is okay. He actually tweeted out this a couple days ago, and then 24 hours ago tweeted out this as well. He needs to rest, but he's actually reached a stable condition after being rushed to the emergency room and being passed out. Viewer discretion for this actual next image for all of you guys on screen. And here it is. He actually cut his head when he passed out a few days ago, and then he obviously hit his head when he passed out, and then went to the emergency room. So he is fine in stable condition as of right now. We will find in the coming weeks, especially this week and next week, in the ESL Pro League matches, if their coach Valens will stand in for him or not. But as of right now, Tyler has returned to health, and luckily enough, he is okay. So moving on to more roster changes, guys, for our very last story of today's CSGO news. Mousesports, according to Nell, will be looking into Styko returning to their team and their lineup, and he will be replacing Spiidi if it does go through. Now, many of you guys are very, very well aware that Styko used to play for Mousesports, and even more well aware that Spiidi has been struggling for the past few months in this team. Definitely probably their least productive player on the team as of right now, and definitely had some struggling moments throughout the major and even before that. So apparently, if these actual transactions do go through and Styko does return to Mousesports, he will replace Spiidi. Now, what we know for sure, though, confirmed as of right now, Complexity has dropped their former Selfless member as well as their own former member. That will be Uber from their roster. He said the team, in the actual post on his own Twitter, Twitlonger, he posted, the team has been struggling a lot and they left on peaceful terms. He is now a free agent in North American CSGO. So, hope you guys all enjoyed this episode of CSGO News. I do apologize. I went back home last night randomly and now I'm back at school. Spring break is over. It's kind of sad, but at the same time, it's great to be back in this productive atmosphere. Whenever I go home, I just feel kind of, just kind of relaxed and bored, and I just never do anything productive. I am now back in my room, and I cannot wait to make more videos for all of you guys. We have trade-up videos coming soon. I also have a very special video opening this package because, someone sent me some cool stuff. And just more videos in the future, as well as a gambling video coming soon for CSGO Empire, who did re-sign me for the next month or so, so thank you to them. And thank you for all of you guys who are watching. Seriously, it means a lot to me. I know I'm getting really personal right now, so I'm going to end the video. As always, live, love, laugh a lot. Remember, I like some of you, most of you. Yeah, anyway.